What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 4 of NHL 23 Vancouver Canucks Franchise Mode Series. Apologize for no videos there for a week. We're just really busy with Christmas and all of that. As you guys can see here in the preseason, Amante has 5 points in 6 games. We have a 2-3-1 record. If you guys missed the last episode, unfortunately, again, we were in the first round of the playoffs. The Florida Panthers actually went on to win the Stanley Cup. And as always, too, guys, if you don't mind, leave a thumbs up in this video, subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. So next year, guys, I'll show you the lines for this team. Definitely a much younger team than we've had the past few seasons. I don't really expect us to go too deep in the playoffs, but I feel like we built a very good core that could potentially be a dynasty in the future. So first line here is Kuzmenko with PD and Tarasenko getting a +5. We have Amante, Misa, and Pacioretty on the second line, also getting a +5. Misa we traded up to get second overall pick. This is his rookie year. Expecting big things from him, 95 passing, playing with two very good snipers there in Pacioretty and Amante. Third line here, you got Farrell, Stoll, Lekermacki, bit of a young gun line, also getting a +5, so the chemistry is awesome this season. We then have Bekolzin, Bergeron, and Studnicka on the fourth line, getting a +2. So again, the forward group has a ton of depth. I guess aside from PD, no real superstar, but a ton of young players that become a star in their own right. Defensively here, again, really good chemistry. Hughes and Carlson on that top pair get a +3. I'm not sure why Carlson just dropped in rating so fast. Now 82 overall, 70 potential. It's like he turned 35 and just dropped way off. When we traded for him, he was coming off 94 points. Last year, 51 is still not bad. Then all this size in 82. I think he was like 89 when we traded for him. We then have Larson, Spurgeon on the second pair getting a +5. So we have two defensemen that are very solid defensively. And then in terms of the bottom pair, no change there. Luke Shen, TJ Brody also getting a +5. And goaltending wise here, we got Demko starting there with Noljevic backing him up. In terms of the special teams, power play 1, you can see pretty stacked with the +5. Power play 2 there also gets a +5. Foreman power play 1, I think we got a lot of speed. Foreman power play 2 doesn't look too bad. In terms of the PK, could have better chemistry. Like the first unit here gets +5. After that, though, it's a +1 and a 0. 3-man there is +3, a 0, and a -1, but really not the worst. In terms of the AHL team here, honestly, this squad's kind of stacked. We got Fraser Minton on the first line with Callum Ritchie, Colby Barlow. Like these three guys are about to make the NHL team in the next couple of years. Even the second line there, Clark. Klimovich is an 83. I just have nowhere to play him in the NHL team. 83 overall to a forward, but his defensive awareness there and just his defensive stats in general aren't the best. Physical stats are pretty good though, so I think next year, say Bergeron retires, maybe we lose Studnicka or something, he'll get the call up. He's playing with Duran actually on that second line. Suzuki, Stahl, Carlson, McDonough, Lockhart, Malone. Defensively even, Johnson, Wu, 81, 82. Two 80s on the second pairing there, Norlander, McIsaac. And then on the bottom pair here, we got the defensive PD paired up with Yermo, who's a 79. Goaltending, Herba, drafted second round 2023. He's now 70 overall at 20 with high starters, so looking like he'll be a solid goalie. Greg Renko here, he's the Lithuanian legend. 2060 medium elite. He's going to be the backup, hopefully in that role he can grow a little bit. So overall, I feel like both squads are very young, a lot of potential, and because of that, I actually made a coaching change on top of the fact we were first round exits 3 years in a row, which is just unacceptable. So we made Milosia the head coach. He was the associate coach before, A+ teaching. He's also just got pretty good overall stats, like A+ power play. Coach influence B-. I'd like to be higher, but because the rest of his stats are so good, I really don't mind it. So next year, guys, before we get started with the sim, I will show you the ratings for this year. Captaincy, there's no change. PD's still wearing the C, with both Hughes and Carlson wearing A's. As you guys can see here for this season, we've got 98 offense, so forward group's quite good, 90 defense, and 87 goaltending. So let's see how we do. Obviously, I'd like to get past that first round. But like I was saying before, I think it's the youngest team we've had yet, so let's see if they're up to the task. All right, guys, for the Christmas breakdown with a record of 19, 12, and 2. Halfway through December, we actually had a negative record, but we're currently sitting on an 8-game win streak, so I'm curious if we can keep this going. I think we're second in the division, sorry, third in the division there. 40 points and 33 games. We do have 3 games in hand, though, on the Golden Knights, so we can probably pass them. AHL team also third in their division, 17, 7, and 5. That's a very, very solid record. So leading scorer in the AHL team, Kuzmenko, point per game. AHL, Jack Malone, 20 and 29. So I'm actually just curious to see how the AHL team can keep the win streak going. Next 2 games here, let's see. Okay, that's 9-10. Let's go for 11-12. We got Carolina Coyotes at home. We beat the Hurricanes. Coyotes, we also beat, shootout loss there to the Senators. Okay, so I'm a 12-game win streak. Not too bad. And we're at the trade deadline here, guys. Record of 37, 21, and 5. We're currently second in the division now, 79 points. One back of the Oilers. In terms of the AHL team, they're 31, 19, and 7. Last playoff spot there in our division. So take a look and see leading scorers. Klimovich in the AHL, 43 and 57. I hope someone be higher scoring than that, honestly. NHL-wise, PD there, 64 and 63. So we'll get to the deadline. We're definitely buyers, I'd say, at our spot. And obviously, too, because our team is so young, I feel like we can afford to maybe give up a couple prospects. I've actually had a lot of offers for Jonathan Duran throughout the year. I didn't really show you guys them because they were kind of crap, like crappy prospects, late picks. I'm thinking maybe on his own can flip them for like a third, maybe second round pick. Shabbat there, 3 years left, 8 million, 90 overall defenseman. The value's nothing crazy. Dylan Larkin there as well, Askarov, Drew Doughty, 87 overall. Yeah, we definitely, unfortunately, got the worst end of that trade with the Sharks, but did not know Carlson was going to fall off the cliff. Lukin in there, Zaka, Ferraro, Barbashev, Brock Nelson, Hronik, and I think that's it for the top players. So, I mean, we're a team that's, like, pretty good. I guess the only spot we could really upgrade is kind of just from a good player to a better player. So, for instance, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Michael Misa's 89 overall already. He started the year at 83. Rookie season, he's got 48 points. Maybe good enough for the Calder. I mean, that's insane. Look at that. 98 passing, puck control. His shot's gotten a lot better. I mean, he's obviously in a big role. He's second line center on the first power play. Defensive awareness there is insane. Shot blocking and stick checking are pretty low, but honestly, that's okay when his defensive awareness is that good. So like I was saying, maybe we could upgrade, say, like a Tarasenko or a Pacioretty into a better player. Defensively even, too. I doubt we can get rid of Carlson's contract, $11.5 million for one more year after this. He does have 49 points. Like, he's producing, and yet he's dropped to 2 overall, which I just don't understand. Spurgeon as well, down to 83. Good thing is, like, he's still, solid defensive stats there. 91 D awareness, although he also doesn't have the greatest shot block or stick check. I'm curious to see, too, what Demko's stats are. So, he's got 9.12 and a 2.9. All right, so he's actually got really nice numbers this season. And look at this, guys. Montreal just offered us Brock Nelson for a first and a second. I didn't even realize he was on Montreal now, so the Islanders, but $7 million, just definitely saying no. Alright guys, the first trade I'm trying to make here is Jonathan Duran back to the Tampa Bay Lightning along with a 6th round pick this year's draft for a second next year. Value's pretty equal, see what Tampa Bay says. Trades rejected, the value's just a bit low. Okay, let's try doing a 5th instead. There we go. So I mean, Duran was just in the AHL, we bump up 3 rounds. I feel like that's a solid deal. Alright guys, there's like 10 minutes left in the trade deadline now. I've been looking around trying to make a real trade happen, but just nothing made sense. In terms of what the cost would be to upgrade our team, I feel like we're good, but they haven't proved to me yet that they're consistent contenders, so they don't want to trade away, say, a 1st round pick for like an 83 defenseman who's a rental. I feel like the Duran deal made a lot of sense, as we essentially got a pick for free, but like I was saying, we got a young team. It would have really cost a lot to upgrade it, but I don't really know if it made sense right now. Now look at the trades that did happen. Ottawa got a 1st round pick there for Blake Lizotte, who was actually on our team before in the AHL. He must have had a good year, because wow. Plus they got Ty Higgins there for Lizotte, a 5th and a 6th. Malkin there goes to Dallas. I remember that being a pretty popular rumor before. Tyler Seguin returns to Boston. Boone Jenner, Mason Appleton to Dallas. Jonathan Duran, of course, to Tampa Bay. Let's see. Samarikov there to the Wild. The Sharks get a 1st and 2nd round pick of the Florida Panthers for Mario Ferraro. You got Ryan O'Reilly going to Boston. That's pretty big. They got to replace Patrice Bergeron. Pavel Zacha and Silverberg go to Florida. LeBanc there to the Capitals, Barbashev to the Islanders, Janssen to the Panthers. Vegas got a 1st round pick for him. That's crazy because, of course, real life this year he went on waivers. Scott Mayfield to the Sabres. The Senators there got a 1st round pick for Tachonic, I think is how you'd say that. Let's see, Logan Stanley to the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think that's it. So, a pretty active trade deadline. Marcus Foligno on waivers, $3.8 million, 1 year left, so it doesn't really matter. 80 overall. Grinder could actually be a really good fit on the 4th line. Born leader, stick him up. I'm pretty sure we can actually take his cap on. Might as well pick him up, and if he's a really good fit, I mean, obviously even better. If not, we'll just leave him scratched. The only guy who could really sub in for is Danica, who's already 83, so Foligno basically had to give us a +5 for it to make sense, and as you can see, he's still giving us +2, so I'll just keep Danica there because he is younger. I want to make sure he's getting that play time growing, but obviously it was worth trying Foligno. In terms of AHL team with no Duran, I got Tsunemi here on the 2nd line now, 1976 medium top 6. It's actually a late 1st round pick by the Senators in 2024. So hopefully he does well here. Those limited games after the deadline, but obviously guys, we got some the rest of the season here, and hopefully can keep our playoff spot. Alright guys, so at the end of the season now, we finished the record of 48, 27, and 7. So honestly an awesome year, especially since we started off pretty slow there. As I mentioned, we were below 500 until that 12-game win streak. 1st player in the division with 103 points. 2 wins shy of 50. That would have been nice to hit. I'm actually curious. 103. Okay, so we're 1 back of the Avalanche for 1st in the West. In the East, there we beat everybody but the Hurricanes. Capitals, Devils. Wow. Metro kind of popped off. AHL team, they're just getting into the playoffs there with a 40-23-9 record. AHL scoring leader, Klimovich there, 56-72 again. I think he'll be in the NHL team next year. And P led the NHL team in scoring with basically a point per game, 81 and 82. We'll see how everyone else did. Very curious for Michael Misa as well. The rookie, wow, okay. Kuzmenko 78, Amante 74, Hughes 70, Pacioretty, Carlson at 67. I feel like his rating should go up, but honestly, you never know. Tarasenko 60, Misa 60. That's 8 players on our team with 60 plus points. Like, that's incredible. Lekermaki 42 isn't too bad, 22 goals. Stoll there, 41. Farrell there, 34. So again, the third line was actually a dash, all three of them, but they produced decently. Bergeron, 30, okay. Honestly, like, overall, yeah, team looks decent. Flynn, of course, didn't play for us, but there's his numbers with Minnesota. Goaltending stats, I mean, Demko, .916, 2.8. Those are quite solid. AHL-wise, Herbal there, .928 and 2.1. Those are actually nuts. I could definitely see him winning best goalie in the AHL. After Klimovich there, you got Clark, Johnson, Fraser Minton, Callum Ritchie, Colby Barlow. So honestly, I was hoping for better performance from Barlow Ritchie. Luckily, they got good potential, so they should still grow. Guy like Fraser Minton, too, probably has to be in the NHL next year. Like, passing there, 97. Doesn't have the best shot accuracy, but hopefully he's a good enough playmaker to make up for that. Now, in terms of the entire league here, guys, Jason Robertson, 118 points, 9th overall now, 63 goals. Martin Necas, second. Wow, he's at 92. Bedard, 102 with the Kraken. Svechnikov, Hintz, Gensel, Hughes, Wright. Burakovsky, 95. Must have just been on that Kraken first line with Wright and Bedard. I'm assuming Robertson, 63. Yeah, he wins the Maurice Richard there. Next closest was Matthews with 58. Defensive scoring, Fox there at 86. Quinn Hughes, though, is 4th with 70, which isn't that bad. Goaltending stats here. So Samsonov had most wins. Demko is 3rd in wins. Best save percentage for a starter looks to be Sorokin with a .92, but a 2.5 against. I think Demko might have the best. Or no, Sorokin also had the best goals against there, 2.5. Okay, so yeah, he's probably winning the Vezina. And then in terms of rookie skaters, Ponomarev, 24 years old, putting up 72 points. He's going to steal the Calder. Wait a minute. Where's Michael Misa? Don't tell me our rookie didn't count again. This happened with Vancouver. How is Michael Misa not a rookie? Oh my god. Lekermaki, of course, is 42. Wow. So Michael Misa had 60 points. Will Smith there, you can see 38 points. Misa had 60. So we've been the 3rd highest scorer. Leo Carlson just jumped in the NHL. He put up 65 with the Red Wings. Jeez. I want to take a look. Yeah, rookie skaters on our team. Lekermaki and Farrell. How is Michael Misa not a rookie? 19. Only played in junior. I don't get that. And now in terms of the entire league here, guys, Carolina Hurricanes won the President's Trophy, the 113 points. We finished 5th there with 103. 6 teams had 100 plus. Anybody get screwed? Doesn't look like it. Top 16 make the playoffs. And last in the NHL with 50 points, the St. Louis Blues. They've honestly been pretty bad the past few years. First in goals for there was the Hurricanes. We were actually 5th. Best team in terms of goals against. Also the Hurricanes. And again, we were 6th there. So Hurricanes definitely be the team to beat if we can match up with them in the Stanley Cup final. But first, we have a matchup here with either the Flames or the Coyotes. I'm not sure which wildcard team we're going to get. It's the Arizona Coyotes. All right. So honestly, not really sure what that team's looking like. They're going to have Logan Cooley on it. Some other good young players. Let's see. Clayton Keller, Schmaltz. And that's right. They drafted Michkov. Okay. Shane Doan's son, Josh Doan there, playing with Cooley, Duclair. Duclair actually returns to Arizona. Kraus, Geeky, Roslovich, Barbanov, Yzerman, Gunther, 87 Gunther, 4th line. Interesting choice. Even Yzerman here, 1983, high elite. Kind of being wasted on the 4th line, but a lot of depth there for forward. Defensively, Chikrin on the second pairing, 91. The D doesn't look that bad either. And then goaltending, they got Kakin, 85, Husso, 84. So they let go of Vejmelka, but yeah, this is actually a pretty solid Coyotes team. Like, I think they're going to be very, very stacked in the next, couple of years. All right, guys, so here we go. First round of playoffs with the Coyotes. Can we finally get by round 1? We lose game 1 there at home. Luckily, though, we win game 2. Head to Arizona now. I feel like at this point, they're no longer playing in the College Arena, Mullet Arena, I should say. Lose both games in Arizona. What is up with this first round curse? Are you kidding me? We're down 3-1. Headed home to Vancouver. We have to win the next 3 straight. This is unbelievable. Here we go. New coach and everything. I thought, this would be different. Arizona as well. Like, they're a good team, but let's see what happens. We're up 1. Stoll. 2-1. Hughes for us. Roslovich for them. There we go. 4-2. Hold on. Patrick, empty netter. Koliachonic for them. Michael Misa for us on the power play. So, playoff hopes are alive, but obviously, like I mentioned, we got to win the next 3 straight. So far, that's just game 1. We got 2 more here. Head back to Mullet Arena. Have not won there yet in this series, but we're up 1. PD there. 3-2. Carlson, Amante, Keller, Chikrin for them. Let's go. Kuzmenko there on Kakinen. 4-2 win. Forcing game 7. Back in Vancouver. Feel like the boys are buzzing. We got the momentum on our side. Come on. Back-to-back 4-2 wins as well. Here we go. Game 7. 0-0 after 1. 2-1 for the Yotes. Roslovich, Michkov, Kuzmenko for us. He's been a great player, especially he was a guy I was thinking about trading early on. Glad I didn't. Amante ties it. Let's go. About even shots there. 15 minutes. Amante back-to-back. Are you kidding me? Did he get the first goal too? Where did we score? No, Kuzmenko, that's right. So, Almonte right now playing the hero. 5 minutes left. We're still up 3-2. We just got to lock it down. They're going to pull the goalie pretty soon here. And let's go. I don't even know. Somehow, some way, this team finds a way out of the first round. Had to win 3 straight there. Backs against the wall, down 3-1. Little Cleveland Golden State action, but we make it happen. And in the second round, we got the Edmonton Oilers. So finally make it out of round 1. And we're immediately playing Connor McDavid, the best player in the world. Almonte there, actually, 9 points in 7 games. So I know when I was looking at the trade deadline, Edmonton does still have McDavid, Draisaitl, but I feel like they've made some changes to the team. You can see they got Nugent on the first line, McDavid, Yamamoto, Puljujarvi, Draisaitl, Hyman. Schaefer's on the team now with Holloway, Vetrano, Hoffman, Donato, Kane. Defensively here, Nurse, Bouchard, Tachonic, Kulak, Broberg, Barry. So honestly, the team is very, very similar considering we're 4 years in. Yeah, same goalie, Skinner, Campbell. So, I mean, I should really take that back. Like, aside from guys making the jump, they've added what? They've added a few, like, low-end free agent signings, and that's about it. Probably, honestly, due to the fact that they have, like, no money to spend. So, here you go, guys. Round 2 with the Oilers. You never know. We actually have the home ice advantage here. So, here we go. First 2 games in Van. And we get 2-1 loss and a 5-0 loss. Head to Edmonton now. Okay, so potential sweep here. If we get swept, I don't even want to see it, period by period. Okay, we're alive. 7-4 there. We have a chance to reverse sweep them. We're heading home to Vancouver. Come on, you never know. Here we go. 2-2 after 1. Amante Tarasenko for us. McDavid, Yamamoto for them. That's probably it. McDavid gets another. Same with Bouchard. 5-2. Nuge there with the dagger. So unfortunately, we get bounced around to the playoffs. Luckily, though, we at least, finally broke that round 1 curse. AHL team, are they still alive? Coachella Firebirds there. I see 3 wins. I see 4 losses. That sucks. So we lost in 7 there in the first round. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The Colorado Avalanche actually win another Stanley Cup. So if they can win another one here in the next couple years, maybe a bit of a dynasty. A lot of results are in. Buffalo picking first. Ottawa jumps from 11-2 there. That is a big pick. But in 2026, I'm honestly not even sure. Actually, you know what? No, I do know. Gavin McKenna should be the top pick. All right. Monte there, point per game for us in the playoffs. See how everyone else did. I think, honestly, Oilers, just a better team than us. We were a young team. We're growing. I feel like, our time to shine will still be a couple years away. Misa there was almost a point per game at 19. Again, not a rookie, though. Pacioretty, basically a point per game, too. Same with Tarasenko. So the veterans showed up for us in the playoffs. They definitely tried their best. PD could have done a little bit better. Kuzmenko, actually, even only 6-12. Stole their 4 points. I think this guy has such a good shot. Honestly, been a bit underwhelming so far for us. Let's see. Goalie stats. Demko didn't have as good numbers as the end of the regular season, but they weren't terrible either. Avalanche here, so they beat the Flames in 6, Stars in 7, Oilers in 6, and then they swept the Blue Jackets there. Also, guys, I just realized the Carolina Hurricanes, who dominated the regular season, got bounced in the first round by the Boston Bruins. That's pretty impressive. And now next year, guys, of course, we'll take a look at the awards. In terms of the individual here, Robertson with the Art Ross and the Hart makes a lot of sense. Fox there, James Norris. Bedard, Lady Bing. Ponomarev did get the Calder. Landeskog, Conn Smythe. Sorokin got the Vezina back-to-back years. Also gets William Jennings. You got Dylan there with the Bill Masterton. Boston coach Jack Adams. Barkov with the Selke. Robertson also got Ted Lindsay. And, of course, the Maurice Richard. AHL team awards here. So we did not win the division, so we're not going to have a team award, unfortunately. Individually here, Chibrikov had the most points. Benak there, MVP. Chibrikov also had most goals. Benak was the best rookie. Korshak, best defenseman. Herbal, though, got best goalie. I thought he might, so that's very, very cool. Andreas Janssen there, MVP of the playoffs. Gritsuck here, sportsmanship. Bischoff, community involvement. And then Grubauer there, lowest goals against with Whitehead. So, unfortunately, AHL team, I think have they also lost in the first round every single year? I think they might have. NHL team finally broke their curse. Maybe AHL team will break it next season. Obviously, guys, we still have some work to do here at the draft as well as in terms of free agency, really helping to round out this team. Now, Jonathan Toews retires there at the Vegas Golden Knights. Their AHL team to be specific. And then after him, you got Zach Parise, Jeff Carter, David Krejci with the Red Wings. Chris Letang there retires as a Penguin, so he played for them his entire career. Same goes for Yossi there at the Predators. He was still a 93 overall, retires at 36. That's crazy. 3 years left, making $9 million. I feel like he probably doesn't retire. Yeah, he put up 61 points this year. I think he's still a lot left in the tank. So that's a weird one. Like, I'm really not sure how they decide when a guy retires. I feel like it could kind of be more performance-based once he starts really slowing down. Oshie there with the Kings. Drew Doughty retires. Eric Carlson did not. So I mean, maybe I guess you could say we won that trade since Doughty's all done. And he was still an 85, where Carlson keep going. Perron back to the Oilers. Okposo, Gagne. That must have been the Oilers AHL team because, yeah, we did not face him in the playoffs. So, honestly, good amount of players retiring there. Atkinson, Edler, Johnson, Dadonov, Vlasic. The Sharks there, I think, get lucky. Marco Vlasic retires. Okay, only 1 year left on his contract. Goalies retiring. Marc-Andre Fleury, that's a big one. Retires with 589 wins. I also got Anderson there, Jones, Bernier. So, very interesting. Carlson did not retire. I thought he might. Definitely got to see what we do with that contract. If he doesn't go up in rating, I don't know. It's definitely going to be hurting us. But the good news is most of our rookies need to do contracts next summer, not this summer. And at that point, we get like 18 million, I think, between Carlson and Spurgeon. So, getting into the draft here, guys. Buffalo has first overall on the block. That's pretty weird because they actually run a great team this year. McKenna there is the first overall pick. Highly potential. In terms of gems, we got Andrews here. Could be medium elite going in the second round. Also a guaranteed medium elite defenseman at 13. It's a good spot. I think we're picking like in the 20s. Actually, yeah, we're pretty low 20s there. 27. So probably cost a lot to move up to 13. Let's see, sort it by potential. This goalie has like a decent chance to be high franchise. Huxley, 36. I think that's going to be our pick end of the first round. Are you kidding me? I've never drafted a high franchise goalie. I doubt he is. Probably high elite, but that's still like an insane pick. A bunch of guaranteed medium elites, but they're all like top 10 in the draft. Okay. This right defenseman, though, going to be a late pick, and there's a really good chance he's being elite. Same with Gardner there. American defenseman. We also got a guaranteed medium top 640 here at 110. I feel like the scouts did quite good this year. And a guaranteed low top 6 at 287. Like, that's just value. Alright, guys, so next we're trying to trade the Ottawa Senators to move up 13 spots in the second round to make sure we get the one gem. Offering up sign rights to Foligno plus a 4th round pick. Value's on our side. Trade's accepted. Okay, that's actually a really nice trade. Alright, guys, I'm trying to get a 3rd round pick from the Vegas Golden Knights along with 2 5ths. Those 2 5ths can be used for guys that have pinned. Now I'm giving them 2 6. We're basically moving up in each of the late rounds. Plus Jared Spurgeon. He's down to 81 overall now. As I mentioned before, defensive awareness is good. Shot block, stick check, not so much. Still a good skater. Physical is way, way down. 36 years old. He's got 1 year left at $7.5 million. I just don't think he's worth the money at this point. Also, too, even last year, he was a -8. So, if we have a young guy take his place, we get that money. I think it makes sense for us. The value's actually on our side, too. And the trade's accepted. Okay, so there we go. I think it's a very nice move for us. So, we'll just send our pick here at 27. I'm really hoping that goalie's still there. We'll check the top of the draft, though. So, Gavin McKenna does go first overall. 79 high elite. Then Winther here, 82 medium elite. Frazier. Rubric. I'm not sure if that's how you'd say it. Nemec. Kosick there, 79 medium elite. Same with St. Louis. M. St. Louis as well. There's no way that's Martin, is it? No, yeah, Mason St. Louis, okay. 68. Pajkic. Stenberg's a medium elite. Wow. Korea there. I should have gotten him just because for the name. Cassian, medium elite. Bremberg, 13. That's crazy just to see how many medium elites there were in this draft. But as I mentioned, guys, I think with this pick, we're taking the goalie, Aiden Huxley. I mean, come on. When you see high franchise, you got to go for it. And he's 67 overall high elite. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Still a great pick there, end of the first round. Look at the X factors on him as well. Yeah, I think he's going to be sick. And I just went to our next pick here, guys. Early second rounder, number 43. So I'm thinking we probably take Francois Dupont, guaranteed medium top 4 defenseman. Actually, you know what, guys? Rather than take him, I'm going to take a chance here on Andrews. Could be medium elite, plus he's a gem. I feel like worst case, he's also medium top 4. And he is medium top 4. Okay, 62. Are you kidding me? Dupont there, 70 overall out of the draft. Wow, so I guess we should have taken him. I trusted the scouts who said they had the gem, and I guess I shouldn't have. And our next pick here, guys, number 84, end of the 3rd round. Trying to think, who is it we need to take next? And so I just checked, guys. The next highest ranked player is 100, so we're going to try and trade back here. 3rd and a 7th for a 4th and a 6th with the Bruins. They say yes. Going to try a similar trade here with the Sabres to pick up a 7th round pick, dropping back 8 spots. They say no. I mean, we're only dropping back 8th. If we're a better team than them, what if I give them a 6th next year for their 6th next year? Would they do that? Okay, there you go. I think, honestly, that should turn out to be, moving up at least. So, we'll sim now to pick 99. There's 2 guys ranked around 100 that I want. The first one, Johnsu here, could be medium elite defenseman from Finland. Medium top 6, okay. And the next one here, luckily, guaranteed medium top 6 in Christopher Fickel, the German player. 56 overall, we'll take that. And I just have to pick number 133. I think next we'll take this Tommy Perala guy, 6'4" Finnish defenseman, probably medium elite. And it's a medium top 4, alright. 50 overall as well. Honestly, I expected a lot better there, but That is okay. We have another guy who's probably medium elite. American defenseman here, Gardner, plays for the Guelph Storm. Come on. 48 overall, medium top 4. Jeez. All these like low-rated medium top 4s they think are medium elites for some reason, but still not too bad at picks. 6th round now. I think we actually had a lot of really good late pins. At this point, yeah, we have a lot of options for sure. Could go for this guy here, Maxwell Gorin, who could be medium elite. And he's medium palm 6. All right, that one was definitely a riskier pick, but figured we'd give it a try. And so now next year, guys, I'm thinking we'll take a chance on Adams, and then we got the 2 guarantees, the low top 6, the low top 4. And Adams there is also medium bomb 6. So now in the 7th round here, I'll just go with Nazarov first. He's higher ranked. Guaranteed low top 4 defenseman, 60 overall, which isn't too bad. And then our final pick in the draft, we'll get the guaranteed low top 6. So overall, I feel like we did pretty good. He's only 48, but still, I think everyone we drafted had decent potential. Although I think, there were some medium bomb 6s. Overall, like, yeah, got a ton of picks there, added to an already good young core. I feel like definitely building right for the future. All right, guys, we're at the re-sign phase here with over $31 million in cap space, so much money to spend, and we really don't even have that many guys to sign. So we'll deal with the forwards first. I'm not sure why it jumped us all the way down there. But you can see top 4 forwards there still under contract. Misa, of course, we have for 2 more years. Tarasenko, I think, is going to be a good player for us. $4.5 million for 86. I'll try again at like 4.25, but that is such good value, especially 34. I should be good for at least 1 more year. After that, you got Farrell there, Lekermacki, put Coles in, all locked up. Stole 1 more year on his entry level. Definitely have to start working on his extension. Colby Barlow's now an 83. Didn't even have that great a year in the AHL, but still popped up a ton. Really good shooter there. 90 defensive awareness, solid physical. He's definitely going to be in the NHL next year. Same with Klimovich, Danica. Fraser Minton, I'd like to make a spot for as well. Pacioretty's down to 82. We really just don't have a spot for him. He was kind of like a 1-year rental. I think Richie probably just going to be like first-line AHL center again. McDonough, 1 year left to grow. Honestly, I think I can just let him go. Give that spot to someone else in the AHL. Jack Malone, playmaker. He's 25, so he does have a couple years left. Wants league min. I'll sign him. Bergeron, 40 years old, now is 78. Obviously, he's got the X factors. Defensive awareness there is still good, like defensive stats in general. He had plus-minus of 0 last year. He still got 93 face-offs. Honestly, though, I feel like we have a lot of guys that need the ice time. I feel like we have a lot of guys that need to be in the NHL to grow, so I'm going to let him go. I feel like his spot will probably go to Klimovich, who's got not as great face-offs, but the rest of his stats aren't that bad. Now, after that, it's pretty much AHL players, so take a look at the defense. I feel like definitely want to sign a defenseman with all this money. Hughes as well, need to work on his extension this summer. Larson's locked up. Carlson, 1 more year to 11.5. Did not drop in rating, but didn't go up either. Woo's an 82. He's got 97 shot block stick checks. Yeah, I want to get him in the NHL, see how he plays. 99 aggressiveness, body checking, and strength as well. So his physical is kind of nuts. He could potentially be like the new Luke Schenn, although he doesn't have Luke Schenn's X factors, which definitely is a drawback. Johnson only making $1 million. He had a lot of points last year in the AHL. Good D awareness there. Could give him a shot. Let's see, what does Schenn want at this point? 1.675. Could go with him, could not. McIsaac Norlander, definitely good enough to replace dudes. Brody now being in 79, I think we let him go. Yermo, 24.79, definitely keep for the AHL team, especially when we get him that cheap for the next few years. He really should become at least an 80. Kolsov there, obviously, 21.74 low elite. We're signing guys like that. But in terms of the NHL D, I would like to improve it. I think we have the money to bring in a top 4, if not top pairing guy. And if we do that, I mean, do we really need Luke Schenn? I feel like right there is kind of our top 5 plus a 6th. I guess we can keep Schenn for like insurance options, although Johnson, I think, really needs to be playing. I mean, looking at Luke Schenn's numbers here, he was a plus 22 last year. Plus he's a guy that's actually been on the team for a bit now. Amazing physical. I guess for that cheap of a contract, we can bury almost the whole thing. Let's see if he'll do like a 1 year 1.5. Also, too, guys, I forgot, the number 1 player with re-sign right now is probably Thatcher Demko. Lock him up long term. 8 years, 7.8. I really don't like paying goalies, but I did mention I would love to have Demko this entire franchise. I think it'd just be fun. We don't only need him for 6 more years. Price doesn't really change though, so 8 years till he's 38. I feel like if we're being realistic, 36 is probably more than fair. Let's try 7.25 for a 6-year deal. See what he says. Huxley there also higher rated than Greg Aranko. Probably got to sign him, have him immediately become the new AHL backup. And there we go, guys. Tarasenko signed that very team-friendly contract. That's awesome. Somebody said they thought Tarasenko signing was bad. I don't understand how that could be the case. Schenn wants more money. Demko said yes. I think that was a very good contract as well. Huxley there, the high lead goalie. Yermo we get in the AHL, same with Malone. and Koltsov. And so we still have almost $22 million to spend. Even after signing Shen, I'll basically just give him exactly what he wants. Actually, an extra 25K. And to that, he does say yes. And as you can see, still have $21 million to spend. Like, that's crazy. Now, I do see, like, a lot of guys are on expiring deals. So I think for us, you know, probably the best move would be a 1-year rental, unless it's like a true superstar. So we'll see who's available. Also, guys, one thing I just noticed, Kuzmenko's now 88 overall, making $4.2 million. Like, that is such a great contract. I mean, it makes sense. Almost a point per game last year. He's been a great player for us. All right, guys, so here we go. It's now the free agency period. Obviously, got a lot of money to spend, hoping there's some big players available. I mean, can you get bigger than the current Art Ross, Hart, Maurice Richard? I think he won another trophy as well. Reigning winner. Okay, he's an RFA. I thought at 26 he might have been a UFA. I mean, Jason Robertson wants $15 million. Fantilli, Alex Ovechkin there. A lot of people were saying I don't sign Ovi enough, and they wanted me to actually bring him to Vancouver. So that is an option. I can't believe he's still 88 overall. They're at 40 years old, 33 goals, 45 assists last year. Has an amazing shot. He wants $11 million. I mean, we can afford him. John Tavares, 88 at 35. Bringing him to Vancouver. Definitely kind of, I guess, replace Bergeron on the PK. He's got pretty solid defensive stats. Not as good, obviously, but he's a lot better offensively still. Artukin here. 21 years old, 85 overall, medium league defenseman. Okay, so I mean, there's some big name players. I mean, Zaka was available at the deadline. Now it's $8.5 million. He was making like next to nothing before. Let's sort by rating here just to make sure we don't miss anybody. I'm just curious. We're not going to do it, but how much like first round picks does Robertson cost? The next 4 years of first round picks. Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player, but I don't know if that's worth it. That seems crazy. Puljujarvi, 87. 50-point year, only wanting $6 million. Really good defensive stats there. 89D awareness and 92 stick check. He's also a guy I could potentially bring in. Now, one thing I just noticed, guys, there really isn't any defensemen available, so it's a good thing we actually have, you know, a solid top 6 already in place, and we have the option to sign a big name guy. Doesn't look like anyone's here. Yeah, Ferraro's number 1, 86, but I don't know, for $6.5 million. We have a lot of young players coming up. I think I'd rather just lean on them to hopefully grow and become legit, you know, top 4 NHL defensemen. I can see Rathbone there, who of course was on our team before. Foot, 2.8 for an 83. Same with Masson there. That's not too bad of value. Even Tanev, $2.5 million, could bring him back to Vancouver. He's got some solid defensive X factors there. You can see 88D awareness. The thing is, there's just really nowhere for him to play. Now, Samurakov, 27.82, wants league min. Okay, I mean, I think 92 passing. Wow. I think worst case, he's just a stud in the AHL for us. And in terms of goalies here, guys, you got Spencer Knight available, 90 overall, but he is an RFA, so you have to get the picks. Obviously, we just signed Demko. So, really, I'm just kind of curious. Lindbergh, 83 league min. Wow. Let's see his stats last year, .888. Yeah, they weren't the greatest. We still have Ned for 1 more year. The thing is, Yorgi behind him. 83 overall, 800K. Yorgi's stats were not very good. The only thing would be because Ned's on an expiring deal. Okay, 3 years, 1.2. If we could get one of these guys for like 5 years at league min. Oh no, they all go up to like 1.5. I think it would actually would have been worth it, but they're just wanting like a 1 year kind of prove it deal, so not really worth it. Portillo, 25.82. He's got a couple years left to grow. 6'6", big goalie. He's actually a Michigan goalie, if you guys didn't know that. Drafted by Buffalo. What were his stats? 907, 2.73. I wouldn't mind giving him a contract here. Let's see. 3 years and $1 million. It's actually really good. Maybe we do this, move on from Ned, especially when we get like a pick back. And next year, guys, we're checking 2A goalies, 24.77, low elite. Honestly, that's pretty solid, but we just have too many good goalies already. Basically, we have nowhere to play. We'll check 2A skaters now. 2061, medium top 6. Eugene Blunden. It was actually our pick, 2024. We must have traded him somewhere. I don't remember where, honestly. And then whoever got him just never signed him. Fajimo, 2680, fourth liner. LA never signs him. I'm not sure why. Maybe because like he's a sniper that's not high rated, doesn't make their top 6. But you'd still, I think, sign him to just tear up the AHL because that's what to sign him for. Just, you know, help with that AHL team. T Swift, I feel like this guy, just for the name alone, we have to, come on, T Swift, you kidding me? This guy's gonna be a superstar. And then look at this guy here, Tumanen, 1973. I mean, 6'4" defenseman, drafted by the Sharks, 2024. Again, I don't know why. Like, these guys are solid. Detroit's interested, so he might say we have too many decent defensemen or whatever, which is fine. But overall, yeah, like, there's some pretty decent players available. I'm not gonna lie, guys. There is, like, a part of me that wants to just go hard after Robertson. 4 first-round picks, $15 million. It's an insane move, but because we have so many good young players, $5 million cap space. Obviously, we get back the money from Carlson. Could trade away a guy like Podkolzin. I think we could make it work. Ovechkin's also a good like consolation prize. Thing is, he might be gone by the time we land Robertson, so definitely a little bit risky. And now check this out, guys. I need to do an NHL assistant coach. I was just checking out associate coaches. Sometimes they'll say yes if you offer them an assistant role. TJ Oshie's available here. I mean, A+ coach influence, A- teaching. I'm not sure how he's a defensive coach. It really should have something where like the retired forward becomes a forward coach or a veteran coach, not a defensive one. But anyways, I'm gonna try and sign him. I feel like if we give him a little bit extra money to be the assistant coach, he might say yes. Just kind of cool, obviously, bringing back a former player, especially when he's got that good of stats. Like, we gotta try. All right, guys. So next, we're trying to trade a bunch of people in asking for, and that's to get Luke Hughes from the Devils. I think they want both Hughes brothers, but I'm just gonna try and get Luke first. I think him and Quinn on the top pair would be so cool. Last year he had like what 54 points there. A bit better defensively than Quinn, but obviously still good offensively. 8.4 million for the next 5 years. I'm offering up Stoll. So he was a 12th overall pick 2024, really good shot, but on our team hasn't really produced much. I'm kind of giving him like a restart here on the Devils, plus trade him away before he needs a new contract. Also Ryan Johnson here. Obviously with Hughes coming in, he's probably like the odd man out. And then Farrell here, did have the best season last year, 34 points. He's a playmaker, but I mean only 27 assists. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just move on from him. So the Devils want all 3 players. Hughes isn't on the block. The value is about double on our side. I'm still willing to add a lot more to this, but this is kind of just where we're starting. Oh wow. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to say yes to that. I did not think that was enough. Wow, that is crazy. And hard difficulty, I was ready to add on like the Lithuanian legend Grigorenko and or a first-round pick, but okay, so we have the 2 Hughes brothers on defense now. That is so sick. Also, too, guys, looking right now, and Jack Hughes is going to be a free agent in 4 years, so hopefully the Devils don't sign him and we can pick him up for the last couple of years of this series. And next year, guys, I want to look at some of our contract extensions just to get a better idea of how much money we'll have in the future. So Quinn wants 14 on a 1 year as well. What the heck? Like, we just brought in his brother. Oh my god, look how expensive he gets. $20 million basically. That's insane. Lekermaki shouldn't be too much, $5 million. Yeah, this is definitely our year. All of a sudden, a bunch of guys are going to cost a lot of money. Klimovich, are you kidding me? Basically entry level. We'll do that. 2-year deal. I feel like that is the way to go. Carlson, of course, is going to be a lot cheaper. Still want 6'5". I think he might even retire. Fraser Minton here has not played in the NHL yet, so we can get him signed 4 years, 800K. That's awesome. Now, Wuher also has not made the NHL yet. I could do a 2-year, $1 million deal. I think that's good. And honestly, guys, looking at how much Quinn's asking for, we just gotta wait till like the re-sign phase next year. Hope it goes down if, say, we win a cup or I don't know, because this is just outrageous. But honestly, guys, after thinking about it, this is our year to win. Why not try and get the best player available? Jason Robertson. I think he's worth 4 first-round picks in 93. Perfect shot, great hands. Just a really good all-around player, honestly. I don't think Dallas is going to let him go because I actually checked. They do have the money to match this. We'll do exactly the amount of years he's wanting. We'll do 14.8. Hopefully, you know, he says yes. Now, Ovechkin, we could offer on as well. And if he says yes, we get him on like a 1 year. He actually wants 2, but I'm not too comfortable with that. We could also bring Tavares in, honestly, if Ovi says no. Only 33 goals last year. So he is slowing down. We'll see what Robertson says, which I also too what Dallas says. Look at this, TJ Oshie did join the team, so A+ coach influence. That is awesome. Samirkov also said yes, so could be a bomb pair defenseman for us, most likely though in the AHL. Wu there accepted the extension. Same with Klimovich, both are very cheap. Fajimo helping out the AHL team. Tristan Swift again, T Swift, how sick is that? Fraser Minton, another cheap extension, like 2 or 3 years. League Min, Portillo said yes too, so I think now we can trade away Ned for just honestly whatever we can get. Oh wow, Nygren on low top 6 for a 4th. Depending on his age, honestly, I might be willing to take that 4th round pick. 2066. He's okay. I feel like I'd rather keep him though. The next year, guys, gonna try and trade Ned to the Buffalo Sabres for a 3rd and a 7th. They want him. Picks on the block. There you go. All right, guys. So unfortunately, Robertson rejected our offer. He said, based on the high quality of your roster, I feel like we wouldn't get enough playing time. I mean, the dude just won the Art Ross, the Maurice Richard, the Hart Trophy, the Ted Lindsay Trophy. I think that was the other one I forgot. Like, does he really think he's not cracking the... Come on, that's like one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. A superstar saying that. I think Ovi already signed. Okay, so we knew there was a risk there. Patrick Kane, though, could be another option. Basically, we just need another guy in the top 9. I was hoping for Ovechkin. What did Patrick Kane do last year, though? 35 goals, 30 assists. I mean, he looks still very good. Malkin, I know, popped off. Mostly, you know, playmaking there. 77 assists. 39 years old. At least Kane, though, he's 37. He's also a lot cheaper there. we signed Kane, we still have $10 million, which is crazy. Like, I feel like if we're going for it, we are just wasting $10 million if we don't, get somebody for that money, even just on a 1 year. So I'm going to offer Kane 6.5 for 1 year because I feel like we probably can't afford him after this season. And honestly, I'm going to go looking and see if there's any, like, good players or maybe even superstars making a ton of money. 1 year left, and somehow we can pull off another trade. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, we got a ton of cap space to work with here. I don't want to waste it since obviously this is a great opportunity for us to win while Michael Misa, some of the other young guys are on entry-level deals. Thomas Chabot on the block. Why not improve our defense? 90 overall, making $8 million, which is a lot of money, but I feel like he could be the perfect guy on the top pair with Hughes. A bit better defensively, a very good skater. He can keep up with them. I'm offering up Luke Shen. Somebody has to go back the other way. He's getting older. A lot of young guys are going to pass him soon. Grigorenko here, of course, is a Lithuanian legend. Thing is, 63 overall at 21 years old isn't the best. Plus, with the high elite we just drafted, he's the odd man out in the AHL. Second round pick this year. This Miller prospect, Lloyd defenseman, is decent but nothing amazing. If we get Chabot for this, that'd be outstanding. I'm definitely willing to add a bit more, though, if they say no. And they say no, okay. So, I mean, honestly, first things first, I think we can just upgrade the second to a first. Thomas Chabot is definitely worth it. Still rejected. There's got to be somebody else they like we can throw on this trade. Andrews here, I think we might have just drafted 1862. We did. Offensive defenseman. I mean, we have a lot of good prospects. Actually, Blunden here, 2061, isn't the best. I'd be willing to move on from him. If he can put this trade through, I'd be more than happy. And there we go. So Thomas Chabot and Luke Hughes added the defense in the same offseason. Not bad at all. Plus, we have a chance here to bring in Patty Kane on the offense. Okay, Pittsburgh signed Tavares, immediately trying to trade him to us. We're going to decline because we get Kane for free here potentially. Hopefully. And there we go. Patty Kane joins the team. Honestly, it might even be third line for us, but still, third line plus power play should put up some points. And I feel like now the team is set. Should be pretty stacked next season. Throughout the end of summer here, guys, just looking around, seeing who's available in free agency still. Kane Korczak, 2580. I feel like might as well give him a contract. 3 years would be till he's done growing plus a year. We'll do 800K. Honestly, it looked pretty solid. Like, decent skater. 81 defensive awareness, but 90 shot block, 89 stick check. 91 for, like, all the physical stats, 5 stars. That's not bad at all. And there we go, Korczak joined the team. Also, too, guys, I was noticing the HL forward group could use a couple extra players. Will Cooley here, not signed with the Rangers. 2478 medium top 9. I feel like worst case is a decent, bottom 6. We can give him 3 years, 800K, that's great. Ty Smolenic here as well. Is actually a Florida Panthers pick. Really good wrist shot there. Puck skills could be better, but I feel like that shot, 2479. Few years to grow, you never know. Definitely should be like a low 80, so just a couple, reinforcements. Alright guys, so let's start next season. I want to show you what the team is looking like. Very, very excited. I know I say that like every time I think, but come on. This team is just stacked with talent, plus just a lot of young players too. So, Kuzmenko on the first line with PD and Amante. Forgot to mention too, last year Amante put up almost 50 goals, so the fact he's making, sub $6 million, I think is a great contract. Patty Kane on the second line with Misa Tarasenko. So Misa is the young player, basically a rookie. Just going to be setting up those veterans. Hopefully can put up some points on his wings. Third line here is a new young gun line. We got Fraser Minton, Colby Barlow, Lekermaki's still there. Hopefully those guys can actually be, positive players this season. Fourth line, basically the same. Put Kulzin, Studnicka, and Klimovich. Again, a lot of depth, a lot of stars. Forward group should do solid. Defensively here, completely revamped, I'd say. We got the Hughes brothers on the top pair, Luke and Quinn, so sick. Larson Chabot, second pair, get a +5. And then bottom pair here, Carlson, Wu. Do get a -1, but they should be okay. I think Wu just really good defensively. Again, 97 shot block, stick check, perfect physical. I think we'll complement Carlson nicely, even though the game's giving them a -1. In terms of the goaltender stats, Demko 87, Portillo there 83 now, backing him up. In terms of the AHL team, they also look really good. We got Fajimo, Ritchie, and Clark on the first line, getting a +2. Malone, Tsunami, Similak on the second with a +1. Tsunami there, only 20, now a 79. Was a first-round pick by Ottawa, 2026. I think I mentioned him before. He shot up in rating. I think he was like a 70 to start last year. Cooley, Carlson, T. Swift, followed by Lockhart, Gardner, and Suzuki. I actually just switched Gardner to the center spot. You guys probably saw that because he's got 88 face-offs. As a fourth-line center, I feel like that's one of the more important stats. Just make sure we win the draw, get it out of our zone. Defensively here, Samarkov, Norlander, top pair +2. Korczak, McIsaac also get a +2. We then have Yermo, Dorrington, bottom pair with a -1. But, I mean, they're high 70s. Like, this is a very good-looking AHL team. Herbal's actually an 82 now starting. He has the backup role, but, I mean, we just signed Portillo. I don't mind letting him sit in the AHL one more year. Hopefully then, too, we can actually sign him to a really cheap extension, as at that point, we'll be allowed to. Huxley backing him up again. Obviously, all those X factors. He's going to be a beast. So both those teams look good. Hopefully both can go on deep playoff runs next season. I'll show you guys what the Rangers are looking like. Obviously, no change to the captaincy either. Carlson's still on the team right in the A. Next season, though, I do expect him to be gone. We've got 100 offense now. That is sick, with 97 defense and 88 goaltending. So, yeah, this team looking like a championship team, in my opinion. Obviously, we'll have to wait till the next episode, though, to find out. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.